Hey guys! In today's video, I'll be telling you about some of my favorite podcasts so that hopefully you guys can enjoy these as well. By the way, these aren't in any order of preference or anything, they're just alphabetical. Number 1, 99% Invisible is a podcast about design and architecture and the aspects of these art forms that we see in our everyday lives but we don't really notice. Number 2, By the Book is a podcast in which the hosts read and live by a self-help book in each episode. I really love their honesty and their personalities, and you can often get tips from the book or from the podcast that will help you as well. Next up is Flash Forward, which is a podcast that explores a what if about the future in each episode. The host consults with experts to see how this might happen and what it would look like. Number 4, Hindbrain is a NPR podcast about psychology and human behavior. It usually follows one story throughout the entire episode to explore one concept. Lexicon Valley is a podcast about linguistics, mostly about the history of certain parts of English, but it can be related to other languages as well. Another NPR podcast I really like is Planet Money, which is about economics. And I know that sounds kind of boring, but trust me, all of the stories are super interesting. Number 7 is Radiolab, which is a classic podcast that's been popular for ages, and for a good reason. The stories are about a wide variety of topics, but they're always presented in a super interesting way. Another podcast I love is ReplyAll, which follows stories about the internet. I'm assuming all of you guys use and are interested in the internet since you're watching this video, so this podcast would probably be of interest to you. Next up is Science Versus. Each episode of the podcast is about a certain controversial or at least timely and relevant topic, like birth control or saving the bees, and it explores each of these topics by consulting with experts and using scientific evidence. Number 10 on the list is Something You Should Know, which also covers a lot of topics, but mainly about advice or information that could improve your life in some way. It includes some short tips as well as longer interviews with experts about each topic. Another classic podcast I recommend is TED Radio Hour. Each episode centers around one main idea, then they invite multiple TED speakers to share parts of their talks and to discuss even more. Last but not least, 20,000 Hertz is a podcast about sound. For example, one of my favorite episodes is about the sound design of the Disney parks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you'll like the podcast that you check out from this video. If you have any more recommendations for me or the people watching, be sure to leave them in the comments. I upload new videos every Monday and Friday, and my Tumblr and Instagram are linked in the description. I post there every day. See you next time!